Welcome everyone to another Fanboy Frenzy short. This time we're going to talk a little bit about human nature. Now the reason that this is being brought up is because I just read an article that said that Duke University was actually fighting against male toxic masculinity, which made me start thinking about just human nature. And how it seems like in our day and age, to be a dude, for example, is kind of not so popular. And what I mean by that is they have schools that teach kids, especially young men, that you shouldn't fight. All right? Well, start thinking about this a little bit. And then we also have people that think that you shouldn't believe that maybe one culture is better than another. And so I started thinking about human nature and how whether you believe in, that human beings were created or whether we evolved, a couple things we can agree on is that tribalism and fight or flight are two particular factors that attribute to human beings being able to exist as long as we have. Whether we climbed out of primordial sludge, like people in evolution happen to think, or whether we were created by the hand of a god, it's irrelevant. The point is, society was established through tribalism and through fight or flight. And so with that being said, it made me start thinking about human nature and why it is that we tend to kind of run away from these basic tendencies. Like, it's not always a bad thing to fight. It's not always a bad thing to flight. It's not always a bad thing to think that one culture is better than another. That's called ethnocentrism. Now, some cultures are better than others. Like, if you try to compare Western culture to some cultures in Africa or some cultures, say, for example, in the Middle East, when it comes to freedom or economic opportunity or any of these things, there's definitely some benefits to being in Western culture. Now, with that being said, I started to think of a way that I could kind of articulate it. But using a video game, using some type of media that we enjoy so much. And so I thought, hey, let me go to my favorite video game of all time, Borderlands 2. There's a character in Borderlands 2 called Mal, and it stands for the malfunctioning robot. Mal happens to be a character that you run into in just a side quest. It's somebody that you may have missed when you played, if you did play Borderlands 2. And if you haven't, you should probably pause, go play it, then come back, and then you'll see how great it is. Maybe that's for another day. We'll talk about that at another time. But Mal the robot wants to be more human. Why would he want to do that? Seems like all we're involved in is conflicts, wars, raping, pillaging, etc. I mean, has human beings done anything great other than the Sphinxes or, what am I talking about? Aliens made those, right? But the point is, what does it mean to be a human? What does it mean? What is the essence of humanity? We're going to have a little discussion about Mal the robot's comments, and if you think that robot may be onto something. We'll be back soon.
I can't wait to become human. I'll take showers and tip waiters. Hi, I don't want to kill you, which is kind of weird. I need your help. Oh, I should have a name. Humans have names. I bet I'm malfunctioning like the Dickens, so how about Mal?
Perfect.
When I am human, I will never ever think about the black void of nothingness that awaits me when I die, because that could take up a lot of my time.
Whoa. Deep.
I am human. I eat food and desire things. I can't wait to become human. I'll take showers and tip waiters and get bruises and fold bed sheets and disappoint my loved ones and eat tacos.
Good combination.
I can't wait to get a mortgage.
No, you don't. Are you kidding me after the crisis? Really?
I will say
Pre-2008.
self-deprecating things so that you are indirectly forced to compliment me.
Facebook, did you hear that?
As a human, I will seek companionship when alone, but desire solitude after I have found a companion.
True that. What did...
When I'm human, I can finally stop being so good at math. Nothing is more boring than being able to multiply.
See, math doesn't mean anything. Even Mal agrees.
2.454 to get 7728926051574. I cannot wait to be human so that other humans can discriminate against me due to physical or mental conditions I was born with.
Oh boy.
If you are less fortunate than me, I will pity you. If you are more fortunate, I will secretly loathe you. Humanity!
Humanity! Speaking truth.
Once I am human, I will talk to you about things that are of little or no importance. I will avoid religion and politics because if we disagree, you will not like me anymore.
Oh boy. Man, Mal the robot is off the chain. Did you notice that he exemplified human nature down to the smallest little degree. He went from talking about how he would like to do good things. He wants to tip waitresses and he wants to, buy a house. He wants to do all these different things that are good. But there's something that you're missing from the Mao story. If you've never played it, this is how it goes. You meet up with him. He's depressed. He wants to be a human. So what does he want you to do? He wants you to go out and kill bandits and bring back like body parts and stuff that he puts on himself. It's kind of crazy. Google it. It's insane. Now, when that's all done, then he wants you to go out and find clothes for him to put on. And then when it's all said and done, Mao tries to kill you. Yes, he's exemplifying human nature down to the smallest little detail. So then it makes me stop and think. So then I have to stop and think, is that really how humans are? Are we so quick to just want to kill somebody? I don't think so. But what I do think is that Gearbox did a very good job of taking some character that in most cases would be throwaway and making it be someone that you can stop and kind of ponder about what they're saying. I think Mao's character kind of really does exemplify human nature in the sense of, nobody's born a racist. Nobody's born a serial killer. None of those things are applicable. People learn that. It's all learned behavior. It's the classic argument of nature versus nurture. And which is it? Are you born that way or are you created that way? Or should I say, are you born that way or are you developed that way based on your environment? Well, I kind of go with more the latter, not the former. I think that all of us have that ability to be that way. All of us have the ability to do the good things, to tip your waitress, to take care of your neighbor. But then all of us also have that downside where we could all flip and snap at the drop of a hat. But ultimately, what is human nature? Human nature is contradictory. That's why no matter what people believe, even if you're a parent, you know that you're asking your kids to not do things that you yourself have done a million times because I say you want a better life for your kids, right? That's just human nature. Or if you're a person of religion, you believe in a God, you believe in a book that you read that has rules and regulations, and you know that you don't follow it half the time because you make mistakes because of what? Human nature. And so the way I look at it is that human nature makes us all complicated creatures that continually learn and continue to evolve day by day, year by year, century by century, millennia by millennia. So I want to know, Fanboy Frenzy, what do you think about Mao the Robot's comments? Do you think they're on point? Do you think they're just a little bit washed out? Do you think that they're a little over the top? Or do you think Mao the Robot is showing us the perfect snapshot of human nature from when we crawled out of sludge to today when we're searching the internet? Well, everybody, it's a Fanboy Frenzy short. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait till we start continuing to expand the Fanboy Frenzy family with new content creators and new podcasters and everything. We've been looking for other people to take part in our battle to become the best channel that you can find anywhere for news and entertainment. If you are interested, please make sure you drop us a line at Hyperion Mailbox at fanboyfrenzy.com. If you think you got what it takes to be a consistent performer for Fanboy Frenzy, we'd love to have you on the team. And also, be looking for much more content coming out from us as we continue to expand the channel and expand our vision. We thank you for tuning in. And until next time, this is Ryan Jarvis signing off saying, Mao the Robot is a prophet. Bye-bye.